Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back to the Dragon's Den. Now, y'all have seen my little haul from Journal Say. I love this store, it's my go-to store. But a lot of the things are out of my comfort zone. I mean, they're dark colors, there's windows, there's people, so I need, the best way to get into this is to use it. I was going to save it, but no. We're going to go ahead, not get into this today, but we are going to be using this soon. So what I've done already is I simply made a journal. And it's mostly coffee dyed pages, and there's some printed in here. I didn't want to go with white, because most of the things are dark, but I think there is like one or two white pages in here. Well, that's almost white. These are like a vanilla color. This is that old paper that when my oldest daughter moved from Sarasota to Colorado, she had been an art teacher at the YMCA, and she left a ton of stuff. Best thing is this paper. I can't find it anywhere. I've looked. But I mean, that was where I printed, when my grandparents and parents passed away, their will and even the house deeds were stapled together in like a notepad format, and the part that was the backing that folded up had that design on it. So I simply coffee stained it. There's where I used the page for painting. There's that dark page from the material, and I coffee dyed it, so it came out really dark. And then where I colored the frames, y'all remember that video? See, here's another one of those pages, and then the gold. And I went ahead and matted behind my spine. I don't know if you can see it, but it has lines on it. Sort of like a dark, easily write with it with a white ink pen. But there's only 2 signatures. I will try to link, I'm not very good with links, but I will try to link put the link for the video for journals, making the covers and all that. So I did cut my strings fairly short because I want to be able to lay them out and put them under my background paper. That's my idea. But now I need to figure out a cover. And by putting the cover on, yes, it's going to hide my stitching there, but I'm okay with that. When I did my holes, as you can see, I did put little eyelets in to sort of reinforce those holes so they don't tear. That's the way I do mine. Now, I have this material, which I think is gorgeous. And it'd be great for a darker tone Victorian, but I don't have enough to cover, and look how it just frays. Damask does that. This was a scrap that I had gotten from somewhere. I don't even remember where. I've had it for a while. And then my daughter-in-law, Victoria. Most mother-in-laws talk bad about their daughter-in-laws. Not me. I love this girl to death. She has a small stash of kimono pieces that she uses for the dolls she creates. And she went through her stash, and wait till you see what she picked out for me. Look at this material. Let me see if I can find out which way is up, which way is down. Yeah, this is the right way up. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it has like the bamboo leaves on it. You can act it. I don't know if it's going to show up, but it's almost like there's a wood grain to it. Little pieces of red here and there. And the darker corner more. Looks like it was hand painted. Probably was. But this is pure silk. And I know that not many of us can get our hands on silk. If it wasn't for Victoria, I certainly wouldn't be able to. But working with silk is different from other materials. If I was to come in here with my Fabri-Tac and glue it all the way around, it would definitely show. Any type of glue that you're going to adhere this down with is going to bleed through and show. You do not want that. So we have to find a way to make this stay. And the best way to do it is with tape. I know, tape. But it's going to adhere it and keep it in place. Now, I do want to make a cut in this because what I'm thinking about doing is maybe even putting this as a spine piece, which I think would be beautiful because it would definitely make the green pop. So, and in order to do it as a spine, if I put it across here, then it could pull the ends together. So I actually want to snip it off. And let me see, where can I can actually do it along this line here. Don't know if my scissors are going to work with this. Oh my gosh, this cuts like butter. This is such a smooth cut for material. Make sure I'm going along where that pattern is. I think I just made a mistake, but it's okay. I want to come right down here. And continue going. Now I've got this piece, and I know I want to use this bottom corner. And if I put it right along there, I've got enough that I can pull around and wrap the cover. Not completely, but enough to where I can tuck the ends under. All right, so there's one side. And where do I need? I need at least this one here. Because I want the bamboo on it. So there we go. I think I'm getting it. Trying to go right along where that wood grain looks to be. Excuse me a moment. Go ahead. What? Amora came in here. She's wanting something. All right. She had to get under my desk to come and say hello. Crawl into there. Now, I have some of this left. I'm definitely going to be using it on the inside. So that gives me enough to where I have that on there and this on here. That's going to work. So what I want to do is I want to put tape on here. And the tape, hang on, I've got everything falling off back here. I have several sizes of tape, and we're talking about the wide tape because I want to cover this in one fell swoop. And I've got several sizes. I've got 2 inch, 4 inch, and 6 inch. I do not think that may be wide enough, but there'll definitely be enough left over. What about this? That's not wide, and I know these two are not wide enough. So I'm going to set these two aside here a moment. Grab out my cutting board. I'm a lady so that both the top sides are up. Now, put my cutting board under here. And then I'm going to need a very sharp knife. And this is it because I just replaced the blade in it. So, I'm going to take this, if I can get it undone, and I'm going to lay it, I want it over that side. I think I cut it wrong last time I was using it because that one side isn't very even. Now, to cut it off, I'm going to come back here. I have to turn it all the way around. And I'm just going to come down that edge just like that. Now, I did save these pieces from when I did the cover because I love working with this tape. Genevieve over at Genevieve Designs turned me onto it, and it is the best stuff. See, I can take this, and I may have to do this crosswise there. So I've got that sticking to it. I'm worried you're on my foot, dog. When a 185-pound dog steps on your foot, it hurts. And her claws are not like regular dog claws. They're more like bear claws. And they are super sharp. So, I've got the tape on that side. Now, I'm going to turn around and do the other side. And do it the same way I just did that one. Now, usually, this tape is quite expensive, but I have found it on sale and at a reasonable price at an online store called A Cherry on Top. And they also have what they call cherry tape, which is their brand of like 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch tape. And they are awesome. There's so much more than what you find on a regular roll of tape. And I'm sorry, but I'm cheap. I want to get beautiful things, and that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I just set that one. I can even set that on top because it is tape. And then I've got this little section. Turn that down. There, and now I've got the sticky stuff on both of those. So, you put this back where it belongs. And then I'm going to close this up. If you're buying box knives like this, I get mine at a place called Harbor Freight. Look for the kind that opens up this way, because when you open that up, this slides out and it is so much easier, and you don't get cut putting it in and out. I really, really love this. And so far, Harbor Freight's the only place I've been able to find the replacement blades. I have not looked online at Amazon because I've just been too lazy. Now, this I'm going to hang on to because remember, we still have our spine. So, we need to figure out which way we're going, front or back. I think we'll keep this as front. So, this is my front. Try and get that burnished down quite well. I need my pokey tool for this. I know I said I was going to wait on working with that, but you know, I'm like a kid in a candy store. It's new stuff. I want to play with it. Okay, we have this one, and it goes this way. And I want as much of, now I know I want to come out a little bit. So if I don't go all the way up, I'm not worried with it. And that one little piece that I cut wrong, guess what? It's not a problem. And then just smooth it out. And there, it's done. So what I do, I have my scissors up here. Well, let's wait to trim till we get the other side on. So I'm gonna peel this off. Usually I try like once a year to all right, now see, that's got a little hole in it there, but that's okay. I like to restock my supplies, which means I'll order enough tape and glue and stuff to try and make it through the year, unless you're buying fabric tack and that stuff. It's getting almost impossible to find. What I need to do is to find out if fabric tack and fabric fusion, you know, the other ones made by Beacon, are all the same thing. I haven't really looked into it. I know I need to. All right, I'm gonna hang on to those pieces as well as the other piece up there. Now, for my spine, I do like this very much. And I know I don't need the whole thing. How far would it come over? It would give me enough on each side so that I would have that like cover edge. So we'll go with that. And what I'm going to do here is these two little pieces, this is where I'm going to put these down at. I'm going to put one here. And I think the other's going to overlap. Yeah, this will overlap, but that's okay. I'm going to have to use my pokey tool to get this up. Now, it's not quite flush there. Do I want to? Trying to figure out how I want to go about doing this. I'm going to trim this off. Just that tape there. Now, after dealing with this, cutting it with your scissors, you will need to clean your scissors. Just giving you fair warning. Because that adhesive is really strong and it will stick to your scissors and make them gummy. Okay. Get rid of that out. Now, oh, there it is. You know, this is also a good way if you're covering any of your journals with fabric, a good way to do them. I see, it doesn't want to stay down. Go away. There. Now, for a while when I was doing memory albums, I was going through probably a whole roll. And I mean, there's quite a bit on the rolls. Look at those rolls. Look how much there's there and there. And I've already had these for 2 years. I was going through one of these a year, one of each size. But I haven't been doing memory albums, so I haven't been going through them much. I've only been using them on the covers of journals. So one roll will last you, like I said, mine so far has lasted 2 years. And there goes that one. Now also, with it being, your strings being under your material, it will sort of prevent them from coming up too bad. Now I know I'm going to have this top layer here. So what I want to do is I'm simply going to bring it down. At this part, with this one I can use the Fabrifix. And I'm just going to put a line right where I'm going to fold. Well, a little off from where I'm going to fold. But just put a line of glue there and fold it over to keep that crease. Because this is going to be right down here. So we need something to hold it. To hold it there. Now, I'm not doing the other side yet. I'm going to get this side placed right up against that top. Maybe just a bit of an overhang there. Is that, I'm not centered. Where's the middle? It's there. So that needs to go. Just a bit. I'm getting stuck on my tape. About there. If it's not it, tough, it's gonna be it. So at this point, I need to carefully lay that down. And I'm not laying it all the way to it. But now I can come in here. Is that gonna be? That's gonna be right at the edge. That's okay, I'm gonna put a border across the top. Or a border on the bottom, I mean. So I can do that way. So I've got that at the top and it's folded. So it's almost like a finished edge. This one here, I want to put some type of ribbon down so I'm not worried if it does not come all the way down. Now for my sides, at this point, let me get, you see what I mean? It just strings so bad. Trim those off. I've got some on this side. Trim those off. Ah. Come on, come here, come here, come here. And there. Now I can come back here with my Fabrifix because it's not going to be shown on that on the silk. Now because I have that fold, I'll put some there and then just dot it coming down. Make sure I get across the bottom and that corner. Now, I can fold that down and that will adhere through the silk onto my paper. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now, if you're going to put lace or some type of trim on top and bottom, you do not have to fold your top down. But if you want that book edge look, then fold it down. You can do this to both top and bottom. Now, I didn't do it on the other one. I'll put a little bit under there. I'm trying to make a fast run of it here because I don't want this. I don't like my videos to run too long because I don't want to lose your attention. And you can always fast forward through my videos. So I've got that much done. Now on the inside, let me come in here. Where's my clip? So we're going to clip those together. And now I can pull all of this up. All right, not here. Let me see, what can I do here? I'm going to snip it here. And then I'm going to come down here. Because that's where the signatures are. Oh my gosh, it is so bad today. So, let me put my lid on this for a minute. Because when we bring this in, you're going to see this. I don't want to use glue. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to use some tape. But I want to find a bit wider than the 1/4 inch. And this is like a 1/2 inch. So come down here. See, I need this one. I went in to pull out Jack the other day, and my original Jack, this one here, would not cut through my paper because it's dull. So I've got to make a new one. So I'm using my Jack number 2. Just get my paper down here, or my tape down here. And then come along this way. That one went all the way up. We'll go all the way up to this one. There. Now, what are we going to do about our corners? We can, like the other way, tuck them in this way, which would be a good idea. So, why don't we try that? Yeah, I know it's a front cover. So, well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. How many times have I said that about other things? Nobody's going to know it doesn't work but you, because it's your journal. Now I can't get a grip on the tape to get it up. Well, get it started and then I can peel it off. Try it again under here. What I may end up doing, because I know Tuesday and Thursday are our journal days, and maybe we can do one day in one journal, and like Tuesday in the first journal, Thursday in this journal, unless you all want me to keep going with the first one and then come back to this one later. Let me know in the comments. Your opinions matter. Now, I know this is going to eat into my tape, and I'm okay with that. Put that down there, and then I'm going to pull it because I do want it taut. All right, now this one, pull that up and press it down. And then this one, I can come over here. Now, because I've got double layers, let me finish, then I'll show you. Make sure it's tight going up, just like that. Now, because this is multiple layers, and I know I'm going to cover this, so I can actually come in here, put a bit of glue there, some in here, just, oh, now we need to do along that edge, just up there to hold that. See what I mean by it bleeds through? And that does not go away. Or at least it didn't on my trowel piece. So I'm just gonna put a layer here because that is getting covered with either fabric or a piece of paper, one or the other. But as you can see, it does bleed horribly. Now I need something to hold that down with. Oh, what have I got? I don't know if this will work. But I don't want to put too much pressure. I know I'm off camera, so please bear with me. And you'll see as soon as I get it done. To put a paper clip right there. Just like that, just to hold that down. Do I have another paper clip? Oh, I could have sworn I had more than one. Somewhere I know I did. And, oh, found them. I found them. Okay. Do have to look for things because I have a tendency of switching things around when I feel they're not working right for me. And I will do that in a heartbeat. As I'm sure most of you know by now, if it's not working, you know Shelby's going to change it. Now, I got those two down. I'm going to come in here, see if I can do it up here where you can see it, and just clip that down for now. Oh, it's got to go through there. Now I have this back piece here, and I'm not too worried about the dark color. So I can come in here with some glue and just press that down. Voila. Oh, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice. You need to come up here and stick like you're supposed to. Now, I'm going to fold all these over this way because now we have to do the back. And we're gonna do the back the same way that we did the front. Come in with our tape to there. Where is Jack? I'm gonna do the other side, only because I'm situated this way. I mean, you can go all the way around if you want. You know, one, where's the, all right, it's way up there. You know, just do 1, 1, 1, but I'll just stick it down this way this time. No rhyme or reason. As long as it gets the job done, you know, I'm almost like, who cares? So, we get that down. And now peel up our corners if we can. Because I did not burnish this. That may be the reason why it doesn't want to come up very easily. There goes one. Do a light burnish with my nail. Maybe that'll help. And there goes the second one. I know I'm not putting things in the trash can. So my trash can's over there and I'm throwing everything over here. But I'm in a hurry to get this done. I know there's tape there, but I'm still going to come in here because I feel it does need a bit of glue under here just to hold that corner. Push that one down. Do the same with this side. Bring it in, just like that. Put a dab of glue. A little dab will do you. Now, I prefer doing my sides next. You may want to do them a different way, but I do prefer doing my sides next. And because I had so much trouble getting the glue down last time, I'm going to go ahead and put it on these edges. Before I get down there. Now, holding it very tight, pulling it so that there we go. There we go. There goes one, and since that one came off of there, we'll take it off. Now, the only reason why I do the sides and then I do the bottom is just for that look of cohesion. Because if at some point you have your edges, you know, with your paper overlap, it's better to have that bottom lap on top. Okay, now for the last one. We'll put a dab under there, come across, and a dab in there. Oh, forgot the top of here. And with working with fabric, it sort of gets your glue tip a little gummy and stringy. Pull that tight, and there we go. Now, come in here with my paper clips, or you can use any other kind of clip. I know there's going to be some fluffiness at the corner by doing this, and I'm okay with that. Pull that together a little bit more. Slide that paper clip under there just to hold it. Now, paper towel, something. Get those held in place and move this out, and there's our cover. Oops, I missed a piece, but it's okay. I may end up just trimming it off anyway. There's our cover. And I may put some trim here on both sides. It all depends on what I can find. What do y'all think? Do y'all like that cover? I know it's dark, but then most of the papers coming are dark. And I don't want something, you know, light and Victorian on the outside and then be all dark on the inside. So, that's where we're at with that. Some of the things I have gone ahead and pulled out are just trims and laces and things, because you know me, I've got lace out the yin yang. And I pulled a bag of the darker ones. There's some black, there's burgundy, there's red. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So we have this to work with, and somewhere, I had it up here. I do have a little bag of bling. Not sure I'll be using most of it, but those are flat back. I thought those would be great in some areas. These little gems here, they can be antiqued, so I can use some of those. I'm not sure about the pearls and the because these are all round. Not sure about those yet, but I'm looking forward to maybe trying the other two. And of course you can use gems, cabochons, you know, anything like that. And I do have some metal work that I can use too. So we've got a lot to work with. And I even I went through all my paper pads, whether I use any of this or not, but I did pull some papers. And I'm looking for the jewel tone. That'll probably go, I think I pulled those two for these here, the book I'm working with now, but just pulling out some jewel tones to see what we got to work with. So we've got a lot to do. We've got a lot of supplies, and we still have the big box of goodies that we'll be using in this from Journal State. Not everything, because not everything is that dark vibe like this one here, or even these type, but you never know. So if you enjoyed doing the cover with me today, or watching me do the cover, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, because like I said, let me know if you want me to do, if we're going to finish this journal first, or if you want to do one day in here and one day in here. So maybe Tuesday and Thursday, or vice versa. Let me know in the comments below, and give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're not currently a subscriber, and that bell notification, so you'll know what we're working on and the many things still coming up from the Dragon's Den. So until then, bye guys.